strung everything over. We're making a brand new LED sign, and this one is going to be a little bit different. We are using a different LED light. This is what it looks like. It's super thin, and so we're not going to need to do any soldering. It's going to be really simple. There's a little bit of work on the computer. I actually used my iPad Illustrator for this, and we'll go over the whole process together. But essentially we're using that to create a sign like so, and then we're going to bead everything together, and it's going to be a 3-layer project. So let's take a closer look. This is what it looks like. We have this backing that's a tiny bit smaller than this, and then we have this sign that's coming out, this sign that's going to be in here like so, and then we're going to weave all of this through here. I went ahead and transferred my design over into Adobe Illustrator, but when I was in my iPad, I went ahead and used the pencil tool to create this design. I used it so I could trace it and create essentially a single line font. And now that we're in here, I'm going to go ahead and zoom into the design and just clean up the area so that nothing is overlapping, and I have like a smooth and cohesive line that all of my wires are going to flow through. You could definitely do this on the iPad, but I went ahead and did it on the computer. And looking at the diameter of the lights that I got, it's 0.09 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and make my width of my strokes to be 0.1 inches. This is going to allow for some wiggle room. So back here, I'm going to go ahead and change the stroke over to 0.1 inches. Next, click on Objects, Path, and we're going to outline the stroke here. We're also going to clean up some of the little pieces that kind of got distorted. And also, if you want to smooth out some of the lines, you could do that. The corners, I want to make sure that they're rounded just for aesthetic purposes. Go ahead and click on Pathfinder, and you could unite everything together. Once you're done making everything nice and pretty, we're going to go ahead and create the multiple layers. So to do that, we're going to click on Outline, Path, Offset Path, and we're going to create one that is 0.25 inches, 0.5 inches, and from that 0.5, we'll also do a negative 0.2. This is going to help with all of the layers, and then once you do that, I would actually recommend you put all of these layers together, like align them together, and then make a little hole at the front and end, for example, at the beginning of the E and at the end of the Y here. That way you have holes for the neon lights to go through. I failed to do this, but I used my drill to make a hole, but this would definitely make the process easier. Now that we have all of these layers, we're going to go ahead and stack them up and glue them together. I am using the Loctite super glue, but if you have wood glue, you could also use that as well. So now that everything is stacked, the idea is to use this wire or this neon strip to go along the sides of all of these little crevices and create this cute little illusion that this is a neon sign. And this is super easy because we're just going to weave this through and glue it along the way. So I have the DeWalt case, and this is, what is this? They're drill bits, and I'm going to use the 3/16 one here. I went ahead and sanded everything down and removed all of the little dust particles here. And so let's take a look at all of these 3 layers. We have the front layer as well as this back layer that we're going to allow for the shining of it. So to begin everything, we're going to go ahead and thread the whole LED light all the way to the end. So you want one end to have your battery pack and just some string left over. I decided to string everything starting from the left to the right, and so we'll have the battery pack on the end of the left, and I'm leaving about maybe like a foot or so just so that I have access to hiding the battery pack if I'm going to be putting it on the wall. And we're going to start the fun process now. So go ahead and take your glue. I'm using my super glue here again, and I'm just going to put little dollops along the way. And then I'll place the string right on top of that and allow it to just stay there for a couple seconds so that it could adhere to the wood. Now that we're on the other end of the neon strip sign, we're going to go ahead and thread the entire remainder portion of this neon strip to the back of our Y. Once you're in the back, go ahead and allow your neon strip to go along the sides of the inner outline that we created, and this is going to create that little shine of your light. It's going to make it pop, and it's going to look so good once it's ready. Let's take a look at this sign. So here's the front. Here I went ahead and I strung everything over, and then I also have it on the back so that it could kind of shine. We're going to go ahead and wait for it to turn dark so that I could have like a darker room and show you exactly what it looks like. But overall, this came out really great. It comes with a battery pack. The light, honestly, is not that bright in terms of brightness when I'm in the daytime. You can't even tell that it's on, but I'm hoping that in the dark it'll be bright enough. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you get a chance to make your own, make sure you tag me in the video or your Instagram, and make sure to follow me for more. See you on the next one.